We start with breaking news, another record-setting coronavirus case count in Pennsylvania. Good afternoon, I'm Matt Barcaro. The state just updated the numbers, and here they are. France says 182,000 fake health passes have been circulating in the country, and the French Interior Ministry says law enforcement not taking that lightly. This comes as the U.S. is reporting its first Omicron-related death. Omicron has raced ahead of other variants and is now the dominant version of the coronavirus in the U.S. President Biden is extending the pause on student loan repayments for an additional 90 days, so you have a little more time. Let's start with that breaking news on the state's acting health secretary who is leaving her post. An 81-year-old Army veteran faces 3 years probation for taking part in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. A federal judge sentenced Gary Wickersham, you see there in the red box, for illegally breaching the Capitol. Some air travelers are being forced to change their travel plans today because of two major airlines canceling more than 100 flights.
The governor is now asking the federal government for more help fighting this pandemic.
News 8's Kate Merriman is live in Lancaster this morning with the governor's request. Good morning, Kate. And Christopher, some big news also out of Washington last night that the Supreme Court is going to be hearing the case about the Biden administration's vaccine mandates for large employers and hearing that earlier than expected. So what's the latest there? 2021, another difficult year for a lot of us, but there was still a lot of good happening here in the Susquehanna Valley, and we want to highlight some of the stories that we shared over the year in our Community Connection series called Susquehanna Valley Standouts.
You may find what they want under the Christmas tree, but first, they need to let Santa know what they want.
You know what my niece told Santa that she wanted?
What?
She said, just surprise me.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that good?
That's a good thing.
So she'll be surprised.
She'll be surprised.
Haven't been outside yet. Get that ice scraper.
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
You get out of the car.
You're going to need that this morning.
With the gloves.
Yes.
I didn't have the glove this morning. I should have had that.
Oh, those are necessary.
I know. Scammers are out in full force right now, and sometimes they can be hard to spot. But lucky for us, we have 8 on your side consumer investigator Brian Roach, and he's going to break down how you can detect a scam and also how you can stop one.
Caitlin and I were talking, is it considered last-minute shopping yet?
Not yet.
Really?
I don't think
come
so.
On, there's 4 days till Christmas.
Last minute is when you go to the mall on Christmas Eve and it's just
Okay,
all guys.
all right.
It's just all guys.
Give you that.
Okay, Matt's all done. He
I'm
doesn't
done.
have to worry about it. But
Not sure if Kate Merriman's one of these last-minute shoppers, but if she is, she's at a great spot right live outside Park City Center to pop in if she needs so. Good morning, Kate. Since it is Christmas, I do have something for all of you.
oh my goodness.
Matt, what did you do?
It's not that much.
Did you make cookies?
I snuck it in. We've been talking about cookies all week.
He is
So
the
good.
best
Here we
chef.
go.
He's
Yes.
a very good
You
chef.
can have
Those
some
are
cookies.
Oh
beautiful,
my
Matt.
gosh, they
For
are
the holidays.
Thank you.
beautiful.
And since it is
Beautiful.
Christmas, I mean, you can
Beautiful.
eat cookies this early in the morning. That's
Yeah,
that's okay.
we get the
I've
okay
already
on
eaten
that.
5 this morning.
We did make cookies last.
Distance has never felt as far away as it has this year. For what seems like the longest time, residents at Lancashire Hall have had to keep their distance from the ones they love the most.
I think this year has been hard on me.
Sam Stolzfus had to watch from a distance as his father, John, turned 90 there during the pandemic, a milestone marked in masks and separated by a long 6 feet.
They had to keep pushing him back because he kept getting closer.
He doesn't obey rules. He tries to stretch the rules.
But rules can change.
I don't know what's going on.
And after a year of nothing but the same,
Sam is coming to see you.
Oh,
change can feel so good.
hey Pat, how you doing? All right. You looking good.
After staying apart for so long, families like the Stolzfuses are not only following the rule change for in-person visits,
Do we get a hug, Pat?
they are taking full advantage and embracing it.
Ah, man. Haven't seen you for a while. Haven't touched you for a while, huh?
And touch isn't the only sense being reintroduced to the residents here. Tracy Soy and her daughter Jenny brought food for their first in-person visit in a year with Tracy's mom. And you don't even have to speak Cantonese to know that this has been worth the wait.
It's nice to know that everything, she's still doing well and everything's still doing the same.
The taste of home they brought is a Cantonese egg dish called tantan that you just can't find on the cafeteria menu.
Just bringing this while we visit is a nice reminder for her that, she's still cared about and we still love her.
The talks and touches mean so much. When all they've wanted was to be close to one another, they now have that chance
Got another one there for me, Pat?
to say how they feel.
Oh, man. I love you, Pap.
and feel it back.
All right.
In Manheim Township, Matt Barcaro, WGAL News 8.
This is black locust.
Nancy Knowlton's backyard is filled with trees and flowers that all serve a purpose.
From practically nothing, you get something that is just so phenomenal.
She first caught the gardening bug when she was a kid.
The little skinny, scrawny stalks came up and, a little bloom, and that was it. I was sold.
But that's not the only bug she's caught. These are your babies?
Yeah, these are my girls.
She now has thousands of bugs in her backyard, hiding out in hives. She even named some of them.
This is Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah, I shouldn't have her name on there, but I know this is Lauren.
Beekeeping isn't so much a hobby for Nancy.
Each one of these is a separate colony.
It's become kind of a calling, a venture that started several years ago with a hive she rented.
The person brings the hive to your property, and then they come in and inspect it. Okay.
So I quickly learned that bees near their hives, very territorial.
No.
Why don't we try this again? All right, so let's get the suit on, right? Yeah. That might help. This is one of those assignments when a uniform is required.
So you want to press that down so the bees can't get in there.
Oh, that sounds important.
Yeah.
My goodness. Much better. All right, so where were we? We told you how Nancy rented a beehive several years ago, and then she realized something.
I found that I loved making more bees.
So much so that one hive turned into 2, then 3, now almost 30 of them.
One little insect's life that I've just dived into and I haven't come out yet.
Nancy showed us how to dive into a hive.
You hear that little bit of a hum there?
She does this regularly to check the health of the honeybees and their operation.
These are drone bees.
Each frame in the hive swarms with activity, and usually toward the bottom of the hive, you can spot the queen.
There she is.
Nancy marks her queens to pick them out more easily.
She will lay eggs in cells that don't have anything in them.
And if you're really lucky, you might witness this.
Come on, sweetie.
A baby bee emerging from a cell for the first time.
Got 2 legs out.
We're watching a birth in real time.
There we go.
All of this gets Nancy buzzing.
It's kind of euphoric, It's a high. For me, anyway.
Besides being a hobby, though, beekeeping is important. As they collect nectar to bring back to the hive, bees are pollinating flowers. And plants need that to happen to produce their fruits and foods that we then eat.
I've always loved nature. I've always been fascinated by, God's creation. And this is just, I can be a little part of it.
So she's doing what she can, raising a collection of colonies and the flowers they need to thrive, and filling her backyard with boxes and boxes of bees. Okay. There we go. Exploring the outdoors, all suited up in Shrewsbury.
Now go make some honey and some babies.
Matt Barcaro, WGAL News 8.